Interview, Mr. Ian McBain and Mr. Ian McBain. There you go, sir. How you doing? You all right? Yeah. Oh, we've got so much history, haven't we? So, just a little bit. So, this is Ian and this is Ian. So, Ian Jr., if you could take us back to when we first met and just sort of tell everyone what happened.
May 2012 in the Pullman Hotel in London on the hottest day of the year. I had the option of going sunbathing with my wife in the beach or going up and listening to Rob.
Well, you made the right decision.
Sell me a course. At the time, I was a current serving fireman in Essex. I earned 80 quid a day for running into burning buildings. And my pension changed, and I think I had to work longer, pay in more, and get less back. And I thought, there must be a better way of doing this, and here I am.
So you used to put your life at risk for 80 quid a day?
Yeah.
And is it fair to say you were quite sceptical of me, progressive, this whole world at the start?
Yeah, very sceptical. Am I allowed to say the word?
You can do whatever you want. Don't worry, it's only live to thousands of people.
Yeah, I thought when I went to the multiple streams in London that there was that it was a plant. Someone stood up and said that they'd raised 200k of JV finance, and I said to my dad, "This is bullshit. This is a plant," and obviously, Dad and I.
That was Becky Cooper, by the way.
Yeah, we were sitting in the front with the arms folded, and we were pretty sceptical.
Your brother was there as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Was your wife there?
My wife as well.
Was your brother's wife there?
No.
I just remember Scottish people took the whole front row. I have never been so scared doing an event in my whole life. So fast forward to now. Tell us your results, and in how long?
In just under 2 years, we've bought 14 properties. We've raised just nearly 700k of JV finance. Our cash flow is 6,000, and our equity is just over $1 million. Wow.
Have you done anything else, or are you just those 14 properties? Have you done any flips or anything like that?
We've raised 100k doing flips. I've left the fire service now, and I've started up 2 other businesses as well. And
those 2 businesses, what's their yearly turnover now?
$500,000, and life is good.
Pass over to Dad. Dad, what was your involvement in this?
Well, basically, I worked in local government for some 30 years and got a pension at the end of it. And in 2012, I realised that after the property crash that there was no way that I was going to have a fairly comfortable lifestyle. Mm-hmm. So it was a wake-up call for me. So Ian convinced me that I should spend my weekend along and meet Mr. Rob Moore, which can I say was the best investment I have ever done. It totally changed my outlook, my attitude, and as the previous speakers have said, that if you follow the system and the process and get yourself educated, you can honestly achieve anything and everything.
Do you guys work together?
We do.
So do you own some of the properties together?
Yeah, it's basically what I'm trying to create, if you like, or what we're trying to create as a family is that property's a long-term game, as the young lady said earlier. It's a long-term game for us. We like to buy and hold, and from my own point of view, I'm creating a family legacy. In fact, it's not a legacy, it's going to be a dynasty.
Oh, I love it. Okay, great. And how's that £6,000 a month cash flow, how's that changing life for you guys?
Well, from my own point of view, I'm now financially free, and I thank you for
thank you for taking action.
Yeah, and the bottom line is our goals for this year and moving forward is not only to make Ian financially free, is to make our whole family financially free, and we will succeed.
Well, I've got no doubt. So, this 700 grand you raised? Maybe tell us a bit how you did that.
Well, basically, because I worked in local government, there's lots of people out there that I work with who have come to the end of their working life and that perhaps get £50,000 or £100,000 as a handshake at the end of their working life. And it's sad to say there's a lot of people in my generation who have never had that type of money, and they don't know how to deal with it when they get it. So because of the systems and processes that we were taught here, I was able to offer them some knowledge, if you like, in how I would deal with the money. I've never asked anyone for money, like one or two of the previous speakers. They've all came to me and offered me their money.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually find it quite humbling that people place their faith and their trust in you with their life savings, if you like. But at the end of the day, I take it as a great honour because I'm helping these people not only manage their money, but obviously give them a better return than they can currently get in banks or building societies.
Sure. Do you own some properties with them, or do you just borrow their money and pay them a return, or do you combine the two?
At the moment, they just want, the investors I currently have just want a straight return on their money, but we are currently working with other investors in the progressive community, and it's a 50-50
Sure.
joint venture.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy to do it. It's whatever suits the individual.
Sure. Okay, great. If you could pass the microphone back. So, over the last 2 years, what are the key things you've learned, Ian, that would really help VIPs and people looking to apply?
I think my life was chaotic before I joined VIP, and I liked the accountability and I liked some sort of control coming back to my life. Obviously, you touched on leverage right at the start. Last week we took on a PA for the first time, and we were thinking for ages.
That PA in Scotland, that's a disease, isn't it? I mean,
It's-
you've never heard of that kind of stuff before.
But just actually leveraging someone else to fast forward. So I outsource everything now as much as I can. We've got a guy that cooks my meals and brings them to my office as well, puts them in the fridge. So I don't do any cooking, any shopping. I just buy.
Your missus must love that.
He just cooks me fresh meals. So just I'm not saying this to be big-headed.
No, sure.
But if you want to get on, you need to outsource and leverage as much as you can.
Sure.
And at the start, being a typical Scot, I suppose, you'd think you can do it all yourself, and I kind of learned the hard way. So the reason that we've really accelerated this year. I wish we were in December and I could tell you what's going to happen in the next 6 months. There's some tasty stuff happening, and the results will be even better. And I think it's just down to the community, the network, following the system that obviously Rob tells you. If you're sitting in the fence side, thinking about it, it's a no-brainer. It's the best investment you can make.
Please give Ian a huge round of applause.